Today we're going to take a look at how crypto is playing its part in saving the lives of Russian and Ukrainian refugees. The devastating impact of the Russian invasion has still rocked the Ukrainian people in more ways than one could ever possibly imagine. The danger that surrounds them at this trying time is simply devastating. But who knew that of all things, they would receive a financial lifeline through crypto? First off, a first-hand account to set the stage. Let's start off by following Faday's story. Faday woke up around about 9 a.m. to a barrage of telegram messages from his buddies, asking him what was happening in the western city of Lviv on the morning that Russia declared war on Ukraine. He quickly figured out that his nation was under attack after scanning the news. He didn't hesitate and chose to leave. Faday is 20 years old, and when he spoke out, he requested anonymity to safeguard his privacy, because Ukrainian citizens between the ages of 18 and 60 must be drafted. To avoid being called to active duty on the front lines, one had to cross the border before authorities could secure it. He urgently needed both a negative COVID test and money to accomplish his mission. Faday said that he couldn't even withdraw any money at all because the lines at the ATMs were too long, and he simply couldn't wait that long. So naturally, he switched to Bitcoin. According to him, he exchanged $600 worth of his Bitcoin savings with a buddy for zloty, the Polish currency, which he used to pay for a bus across the border, a bed at a hostel for him and his girlfriend, as well as some food. The simplicity and speed of such cryptocurrency transactions were crucial for his success. After Faday arrived safely in Poland, Ukraine immediately shut its borders to all men of combat age. Additionally, Faday crossed the border carrying the USB stick containing $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, or 40% of his life savings. That flash drive with the special passcode turned out to be the secret to his financial existence, all thanks to crypto. His encounter brings to light some crucial aspects of Bitcoin. It is much more difficult to steal than cash because it is transferable across borders, doesn't need a bank, and is password locked to its user. Next, let's discuss the financial crisis in Ukraine. In the past 4 weeks, about a quarter of Ukraine's population has been evicted from their homes, and the fighting has put a strain on the nation's financial systems. ATMs around the nation began to run out of cash as the invasion progressed, and some people waited in line for hours just to encounter a $33 transaction limit. The central bank's suspension of electronic cash transfers on the day that Russia invaded the nation made it impossible for money to be transferred out of national bank accounts. It was the ideal use case for cryptocurrencies, especially given the restricted borders, fast declining currency, and impending prospect of a Russian takeover that would replace the Ukrainian hryvnia with the ruble. Ukraine was one of the most forward-thinking crypto jurisdictions on the planet even before war gave Ukrainians a reason to turn to Bitcoin. The nation enacted a law allowing cryptocurrencies earlier this month, and it currently ranks 4th internationally in terms of usage of digital assets. Gladstein tells CNBC that Ukraine in particular is a well-known technology hotspot, and that Eastern Europe as a whole is big on digital assets. Alex Gladstein, who is the chief strategy officer for the Human Rights Foundation, weighed in on the current crisis. He said that there were a ton of Ukrainian exchanges, businesses, and even core developers, that they're all mobile, and the nation is incredibly IT-driven, well-connected, and really good with the computers to say the least. He went on to say that the Ukrainian people are also quite knowledgeable with phones, possibly more so than the typical American. Coming up next, the crypto gateway to get one out of harm's way. The Ukrainians' reliance on their cryptocurrency wallets as their only gateway to banking has made their technical knowledge particularly valuable, given the circumstances. For instance, there are over 175 Bitcoin ATMs in Poland, allowing refugees who left with Bitcoin to exchange it back for fiat money. Additionally, recent developments in payment technology have made cryptocurrency transactions simpler than before. Built on the foundation of Bitcoin, the Lightning Network is a network for payments that enables very instantaneous transactions. Others have discovered that Lightning is an inexpensive and quick way to collect donations and remittances from anywhere in the world. Some Ukrainians have even used platforms like this to assist in facilitating peer-to-peer transactions. It takes less than 60 seconds to complete the payment process. Users only need to scan a QR code to start sending and receiving cryptocurrency payments after downloading an app like the Moon Wallet and creating a 4-digit PIN. A blockchain-based game ecosystem was co-founded by Konstantin Kogan, who also has team members in Russia and Ukraine. According to Kogan, one of his colleagues from Ukraine stayed put but dispatched his wife and kids to the border with a cryptocurrency wallet. Another refugee, Chaplia, claims that many of her Ukrainian friends are now very deeply into the crypto ecosystem. In fact, she herself used Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether to store some of her money for security purposes. She admitted that there was a time when even she used to be skeptical of crypto, but the war forced her to reconsider her stance. Now, in other news, Jay and Silent Bob are going to enter the metaverse. Funko revealed recently that it'd be releasing a new NFT line starring the characters Jay and Silent Bob from the Clerks movies by director Kevin Smith. Jay and Silent Bob, who happen to be incredibly iconic characters from the Clerks movies, will be included in a brand new NFT collection launch. They'll be made available by none other than the publicly traded pop culture consumer goods company Funko, who are responsible for for selling all sorts of collectibles. Although they also appear in all of Kevin Smith's Askewniverse films, Jay and Silent Bob are best recognized for their roles in the Clerks flicks. Additionally, the pair star in 3 of their very own movies, which include Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, Jay and Silent Bob's Super Groovy Cartoon Movie, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Recently, Funko confirmed the release date of the Jay and Silent Bob NFT collection through Twitter and Facebook. The collection is scheduled to debut as soon as Tuesday, July 26. Funko tweeted that the digital pop Jay and Silent Bob by Funko Series 1 will be dropping very shortly on drop. A little more information on the impending Jay and Silent Bob NFT compilation can be found on the website digital.funko.com. The website states that in addition to creating physical renditions of the Jay and Silent Bob Funko Pop characters, Funko's also releasing digital collectibles of these 2 characters. Coming up, Chevrolet launching NFTs. In the realm of NFTs, another day means another catastrophe. Chevrolet, which attempted to auction off a non-fungible token version of its Corvette Z06 supercar, is the most recent corporation to have its NFT efforts completely flop in the decentralized finance market. Despite a genuine 2023 Corvette Z06 being part of the package, there were no offers placed between the opening day of bidding on June 20th and the closing day on June 24th. Ouch! Digital artist Exolo created the uniquely curated NFT artwork, which was finished with a special minted green paint job, carbon fiber wheels, and the Z07 performance package. Chevrolet pledged that the distinctive colorway wouldn't appear on any of its production version automobiles in order to preserve the package's distinctive appeal when a real-life version of the digital Z06 was offered for auction, but it later came out that the appeal in question didn't exist at all, which was incredibly off-putting. The auction's host, Super Rare, was perplexed as to why eager buyers weren't snatching up the chance to buy the mint green computerized device, so they decided to prolong the sale by an additional 24 hours after the original closing time. But the second time around, the auction ended with, yep, you guessed it, no bids whatsoever. The fact that bids were only allowed in the cryptocurrency Ethereum and that the opening bid for the Z06 was a whopping 206 ETH, or about $240,000, may have contributed to the auction's lack of success. It's no surprise, honestly. As much as people are car superfans, it's pretty obvious that if they had that kind of money lying around, they'd be more likely to go out and just buy a real car. The enticement of a special paint treatment and a matching digital model couldn't persuade purchasers to part with extra money the company was asking for. The car is projected to cost roughly $90,000, or £74,629. Now, as a regular model, what a shock. Finally, NFT awards. The Australian Open's very own metaverse received the first Cannes Lions for an NFT metaverse initiative in the entire entertainment category for sports. This wasn't done by themselves either, and they collaborated with Web3 company Run It Wild to achieve this. The AO Art Ball also won a bronze lion for the sport's most creative use of technology and platforms, almost never seen before on such a scale. The Open was the first Grand Slam that successfully managed to virtualize its precinct in Decentraland's metaverse, taking visitors on a thoroughly immersive journey through Melbourne Park, with access to behind-the-scenes footage too. That's a wrap for this video. Were you surprised to discover how crypto is being used as a force for good in the war-torn region? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.